if those are the only two options, it
Yeah.
should be very clear. Okay.
Okay.
Number 10 is a sentence. You will have to write some sort of a sentence where you say something about the variables themselves. So it's like this: as x increases, except we've got to say what x is. So if you go back to the graph here, x is the number of days. So
Yeah.
you'd say something like, as the number of days increases, what happens to y? Y does what? Does it go up or down? What happens to the comic books left? Does it go up
It
or
goes
down?
down.
You say the number of comic books goes down.
As the number of days increase, the number of comic books go down.
Or decreases. They're really looking for increase and decrease words.
Okay.
All right. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. Number 11 here. All right. Use the graph to make a conjecture about the number of comic books left after the 7th day. So somehow conjecture sounds better than guess. In the engineering world, we used to call it a swag, which I can tell you if you'd like. Basically, they're asking what's going to happen on day 7. How many do you think you will have left?
Wait, I'm confused. What do you mean?
So on the 7th day, you're going to go up and hit the curve. Boom, bounce left. How many comic books will be left?
10 or 8 or
Days is down here. Days is down here. On the 7th day,
so
how many
10
comic?
or 20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, why don't you do this for me? What about on like the 4th day? Why don't you try that one? What would happen after 4 days? What do we expect?
Would it be 50?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
So, you know.
All right. You do see that on standardized tests as well. All right. Number 12 is to label 2 points on the line of best fit. I'm going to grab that graph one more time. Okay. So I like to pick ones that are kind of on, on the grid there where it intersects, kind of hits those crosshairs.
Yeah.
They can be close together. They can be far apart. Doesn't really matter. We'll label this one down here. This one down here is 7, 20. And then this one at the top left here is 1, 80. And what do you
Okay.
think they're going to ask you to do next after you get the 2 points?
Like x, y, x2 or y1, y2, x1, x2.
Exactly. And that's for the slope.
And for label 2 points on each line, would you just do like the top number and the bottom number, or
Yeah, label 2 points on the line. You can label
any
it.
2 points at all?
Yeah, but you really want to pick ones that are on the grid.
Yeah. Okay.
That line up nicely. The next thing here is to find the slope. The slope is, like you said, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So you've got 2 ordered pairs there, 1 and 80. Call that x1 and y1. You've got another ordered pair, 7, 20, x2, y2. Why don't you go ahead and calculate the slope for us, please?
Would it be 60 and 19? 60 over 19.
You're only using the numbers one time. So from what I just heard, you used 20 twice.
I did. Oh my gosh, yeah. Sorry.
Try that one more time, please. You can
60
do
and
this.
6.
Say that again.
What?
Say that one more time.
60 and 6.
it is 20 minus 80, which is not 60. It's the other 60.
Wait, what?
You have $20 and you owe someone 80 because you made a bad bet on the Bucks the other night, and
Yeah.
you're now down how much if you've lost 80?
20?
Well, you have 20 and you owe your bookie 80.
So you're down 60, right?
Yes,
Oh,
negative
negative
60.
60. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a little, it's not a bad beat. On the other side here, it's 7 minus 1, it is 6.
Yeah.
You can divide those. Okay. What does negative 60 over 6 become?
We're just dividing into 10.
Negative 10.
Negative 10.
That negative is really important. And you already told me it's a negative association. So that negative association all the way up here tells you about the slope. It tells you the slope is negative.
Okay.
The association and the slope go the same direction.
Okay.
Okay. You've done this a bunch in this school year. We think we even did it last year some. You've got to get this down. Can't be making those careless mistakes there. That will hurt you on the test or the quiz.
Yeah,
Of course.
Okay.
All right, 14, write the equation of the line in point slope form, rewrite in slope intercept form. All right. Okay, so I'm going to give you point slope form here. All right, so point slope form is y minus y1 equals slope x minus x1. This value of negative 10 is the slope. So we're going to put that into the equation. The point comes from any of those ordered pairs that we had from earlier. So you can either use 180 or 720. Which one do you like better?
180.
180. So when you use the point 1 comma 80, it's x1 and y1.
Okay.
So it becomes y minus 80, that's y1, negative 10 x minus 1. So
Okay.
that's the point slope form. That's like part A. Part B is slope intercept form.
Okay.
Slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. To go from your answer to slope intercept form, you have to solve for y. So we're going to take this equation that we just wrote, we're going to manipulate it and get y by itself.
Would you move -1 over?
You're focusing on the side with y. You have to get rid of
add
this.
80, right? You would add
You'd add 80, yeah. And so you've clued in on something that is correct. It's more than just solving for y. Like you could argue that this is solved for y, and you'd be right.
Yeah.
But it requires you to distribute this number and then combine like terms down here in the bottom.
Okay.
So we're going to do that. We're going to take this negative 10 and distribute in.
Okay.
So negative 10 times x, what does that become?
10x.
Negative 10x, good. And then negative 10 times -1.
-10.
Two negatives.
Positive 10.
Positive 10, yep. All right, and then you combine like terms, so you can combine those two.
When you combine, do you make it just like 90?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Let me get all this down. Okay.
All right, so 15 is doing stuff with the equation. Talk about that here. All right, what is the y-intercept of the line?
Would it just be 80x?
It's the slope is -10, so it can't be that number. It's already been used up. Must be this other number.
90.
90. Now, physically, the y-intercept, we're going to go back to the graph. The 90 is where it hits the y-axis.
Yeah.
You see where it hits 90s right there? It hits right there at 90. That's physically what the y-intercept means.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got to associate y-intercept with where it hits the y-axis.
All right.
It also happens to be this other number, 90. The ordered pair, though, is that it means that x is 0 and y is 90.
All right.
The last part is to do the interpret. The interpret is you go back to the graph and you say, well, what does that actually mean? Like, what does that represent right up here? Well, it's 0 days and how many comic books?
20 comic books.
20's down here. 20's.
Oh, 80.
Keep going.
90.
90. Okay. So what does that mean? Like, what's the scenario here?
That
Like, what's he trying to do, or she, over the comic? Sydney.
sell more comic books.
And he or she has got a bunch to begin with.
Yes.
She's got 90 to start.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to say, okay, well, when she
Over
starts,
time, she sells more comic books.
but we're just interested in when she starts. That's
Okay.
time 0. Starts with 90 comics.
Okay.
I'm still not sure. I mean, you're giving me like the overall scenario, which is like she gets rid of a bunch and then she has 0. But at the y-intercept, it's like what's going on at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at 16. Use your equation to make a conjecture about the number of comic books left on the 7th day. The 7th day is the x value. And we have an equation y equals -10x plus 90.
Yes.
So when they give you an x value, you're going to put that x value in for x. Y equals -10 times 7 plus 90. So you multiply before you add when you're combining like terms.
Yeah.
So this is -70 plus 90. What does that become?
Positive 20.
Yes. So 20 comic books. Does that seem reasonable? Let's go back and look at the graph. On the 7th day, are there about 20 comic books left?
Yes, there is.
Yeah. And then actually, that's one of the points we used. So
Yep.
okay. Use your equation. This is 17. Use your equation and a little algebra to predict the number of days when there will be no comic books left. Hint f of x equals 0. So your equation is -10x plus 90. They're telling you that y is 0.
Yeah.
Where it comes down, the graph come down, boom, no more comic books.
Yeah. Okay.
You might be able to just visually look at it and say, oh, I can see that it happens on this day. If not, you got to move some things around to solve for x.
Okay.
What do you see here?
Would you add 10?
10x, you could do that. So 10x equals 90. Now what?
You could subtract 10.
Okay,
which-
but okay, why would we subtract 10? What's the number in front of X?
10.
Okay, but it's not sitting here adding, it's squeezed together.
Or you can divide it then.
Divide, yes, divide by
Okay.
10. Yeah. So X is equal to
9.
9 or 9 days.
Okay.
Okay, is there something else you'd like us to work on, or do you want me to come up with some other stuff for us to look at?
Not really, to be honest.
Okay, let's find something else like this.
Okay.
We'll find something with a physical scenario and
Okay.
see if we can make something of it. All right, let's look at this one here. We'll just go through and get as many done as we can where we ask the same questions. So
Okay.
here's a new graph for you to look at. So the first question asked you to determine whether there was a positive or a negative association.
Okay.
What do you say here? Is this a positive or a negative association?
I would say it's a positive.
Positive. And I followed up by asking whether it was strong or weak.
Strong.
Strong, yeah, I would agree. Okay, the next one here is to describe the variable association. We have to talk about the X values increasing and what that means. So what is the X value here?
18.
No, what's on the X axis?
The temperature.
Temperature. And on the Y axis, let's call it energy cost.
Okay.
Okay, so as temperature increases, what happens to energy cost?
Energy cost goes up.
It also increases.
Okay.
You got to be careful with saying up or down. They really prefer increases or decreases.
Okay.
Right. All right. So let me grab the graph here again. I hope this is large enough on your screen. So I want you to estimate the cost of 20 degrees C. So I'm asking you to find 20 degrees C on the x-axis, go up until you hit the curve, and then bounce left until you hit the y-axis.
Wait, you want me to? I'm sorry, my brother came in.
It's okay. Let's say I wanted you at 12. Do it at 12. So 12, you take the 12 here, hit it, and go left and kind of estimate where it is.
200.
Right. And I want you to do that for 20.
Or 150.
Yeah, I'm asking you for it for 20.
20.
Yeah.
Would that be around 450 for 20?
Sure. And that's reasonable. Basically, if your answer is like 700, that's wrong. If it's like 100, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Reasonableness, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now we're going to label 2 points on the graph. I'm going to help here. Let's go 12, comma 175. And then we'll go up here 21, comma, got to make these numbers work out. Let's go 400. We'll go 400. That'll work. Yes, that'll work. Okay. I want you to find the slope between those 2 points. Okay, the slope is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. If you need to, you can label it x1 and y1, x2 and y2.
What, it doesn't really matter which, oh, never mind, my bad, sorry, you already.
It's good to label them and do them in the order you see them in.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not required, but best practices.
yeah. It'd be two 25 over 9.
Okay, yep, that's true. Keep going. You're almost there.
Do you want me to simplify it?
Yes.
Okay. Would it just end result be 25?
Yes. All right, so last kind of thought for you here. Let's say I asked you to write the equation in slope intercept form. 25 is the slope. And let's just say I wanted to go to the B and find the y-intercept. If I kind of carried this forward, what do you think the y-intercept would be? It actually goes a little further, but maybe that's unclear. That's okay. We'll just say it's 75-ish. All right, so we are all done for today. I hope
Okay.
that helped. I know it was